Welcome back once again, everybody. For those who might have missed the first and very exhilarating run, this is Sonic and the Parallel Worlds. This is a showcase of speedruns from Sonic fan games and modifications of original games, and just general creativity from the eclectic Sonic fandom, I suppose, as it were. Just a bit of housekeeping whilst you're here. SGDQ. That's like the big event that we do in the summer. And that's actually coming up at the end of this month, May 28th to June the 4th in Minneapolis, Minnesota. If you're interested in attending the event, registration is now open until May the 7th. So that's tomorrow. So if you want to get over there, you got to get on that at the moment. But of course, it will be live streamed onto Twitch, and all of the highlights from it will be on YouTube afterwards. So you might not be there in person, but you can feel the love, you can feel the vibes later on. We've got some love and vibes to feel right about now. We're throwing on over to RPG Hidden Wizard with a modification of a fan game which was built on Doom. I'm sorry if that's something that you wanted to explain, but I just, let's get some shock factor in there right now, and you can work on that if you want.
That's perfectly fine. That is something I would have mentioned, because it's one of my absolute favourite facts. The Sonic Robo Blast 2 is one of the best 3D Sonic fan games and is built in an FPS engine from the 90s. It's very good.
It's whack, so whack.
It's funny that I'm not playing base SRB2. I'm playing a mod called Angel Island Tour, made by Roger. And I'm using a fan character as well called Mamie, which is a portmanteau of Metal and Amy, and also the word Mame, and she's got a huge morning star. She's got a really, really interesting kit that I'm going to show off pretty quickly throughout the run, so I'll explain it as it comes up. And I'm ready to start whenever everyone else is.
Phenomenal. We are ready when you are. I can count you down, or you can be in control. You can count down if you'd like.
Oh, you count me in, Hibbs. You count me in.
You shouldn't have. Alrighty. We are going to start in 3, 2, 1, Sonic. Or Mamie. I should have said Mamie. That was silly.
Should have said Mamie. So right off the bat, this is important.
Bob, can you ask the local about it?
Is he called Paul Tavood? Or something like that? The guy that made those animations?
I don't know 100% who made the animations. I only know the mod creator is Roger, but that sets the story. Sets the tone for the adventure we've got here. So there are things going on Angel Island, and we're going to stop them. So we're going to start off in Angel Island Tour. Fans of Sonic may recognize the vibe currently, and I'm going to show you off a bunch of Mamie's tricks really quickly. So like Metal Sonic, she accelerates and has various stages of boost mode. Once she's glowing, she can run through spikes and badniks and item boxes and just break them immediately. She's got a giant mace, which didn't quite show it off there, but we'll do it again here, that propels you up into the air. It works like Amy's hammer from Sonic Adventure. The faster you're going, the higher the mace takes you. This can lead to some very comedic jumps and skips. In addition, whenever you jump or use the mace, for some reason, because this character is incredibly balanced, you're able to just charge up a jetpack and do a second jump in midair. That would seem like a good idea, and it's definitely not silly and broken. So one thing that's really tricky with this, though, also I completely skipped going through Hydro City. Sorry, we're going too fast now. We're in Marble Garden.
Well pronounced.
Indeed, exactly. Got to get it right somewhere. If you go too slow, you lose boost mode. It's very tricky to keep it up with regular Metal Sonic, but because Mamie's got this double jump boost, she's able to... Thank you, Runabot. She's able to use the charging in midair to maintain the boost, and it leads to some really silly momentum-based fun that we'll see in a few of the other levels. So Mamie also does have Amy's I think this is actually an SRB2 engine quirk where if you jump frame perfect on the ground, you can keep momentum, and that also keeps boost even if you're going too slow. Well, we've gone through the Sonic 3 half of Angel Island Tour. We're now going to start Angel Island Run, and we're immediately going to swap to the good Ice Cap music from Sonic Adventure instead of the Sonic 3 Syncy music.
Ooh.
And I think this level really showcases Roger's level design. So he likes to make long, sprawling, open levels that tend to have linear paths, but let you build up absolutely ridiculous amounts of movement and momentum and just run. One of his other mod packs, called Solstistancia, has a level literally just called Run, and it's phenomenal. Like, it's hard to explain, but it's basically modern Sonic in SRV2, and it works incredibly well, and it really shouldn't. But like, if any modern Sonic fans are out there, honestly, get SRV2 and try Solstistancia and Angel Island Tour. This is my favourite bit from Sonic 3 and Knuckles, the bit where we go through Echidnopolis, my favourite little city. I remember this bit very well. It's a good job as well that I've absolutely beans carrying my momentum all the way through here, because this is the bit that's absolute hardest to keep it through. And of course, I nailed it. Now I'm going really slow, and then unnailed it, and then kept... Well, I mean, we got it for a while.
An experience was had.
Exactly. We've gone through Lava Reef and Ice Cap, and now we're in Hidden Palace.
That was nice.
It was pretty nice. And after Hidden Palace, obviously, the level after that is Launch Base. You know, we're keeping in track with the orders. We've also got the Sonic Adventure Angel Island, because that makes sense, and apparently I can't go through that little gap. That's fine, though. There I learned. That's never happened before.
Here we
one of those out. Exactly. So after that, we got a nice little Mushroom Hill bit with a little homage to a certain boss fight. One thing I will say as well in advance, that Roger tends to not put boss fights in his mods. I think that's a good thing, because generally speaking, modded SRB2 boss fights tend to be wildly difficult. So I think not having them is pretty good for the most part. Although
I imagine it's quite awkward to... Well, I don't know, because I see people make incredible stuff for this game. So, like, I imagine it might be quite awkward to program as well. Like, not as easy to make as levels as such.
No, absolutely, yeah. There's a whole lot of effort that goes into setting a boss up. And the only problem is that making a boss that's interesting tends to make it very difficult.
Yeah.
So with Angel Island Run out of the way, we've now got Angel Island Fall, which, hopefully that's not foreshadowing. Now, you might think this is a boss fight, and I should be fighting the guy in the middle, but the boss I'm actually fighting is the floor. So I'm just running around a lift that's slowly ascending towards where the level goes, but I'm aiming to just build up an absolutely huge amount of speed so I can carry that through the rest of the level. And assuming I don't smash onto anything, I should be pretty solid from here. This is one of the harder levels, though. Yep, this is honestly such a good remix.
So good.
The only problem is that if I do the level correctly,
we don't hear enough of it. Oh, thank you. We gotta hear the music.
Yeah.
It was all part of the plan, folks.
Exactly. Tactical mistake to make sure we at least get to listen to a bit of the absolutely banging solo. This is the longest level in the pack, and it's also arguably the hardest one to keep boost mode all the way through. But it's really interestingly designed in that it's not hugely difficult, but it's got some really cool set pieces. So this was my favourite bit from S3K's Death Egg, where the acid slowly fills up the room as you go through it.
This really loud, obnoxious alarm is going off. Of course.
Exactly. And then we go through this pipe, and there's Eggman. So, fun fact, if you manage to maintain your speed all the way through this level, when you jump out of that pipe, that Robotnik has an active hitbox, and you can hit him and bounce off him. I'm pretty sure it's not intended. It's just it's a quirk of characters that go really fast. That you can go around that corner too fast and run into him. But quick bit in Sando there, shout out to Huds, and it's time for everyone's favourite bit of Sonic 3 and Knuckles, Chaos Angel Zone. Luckily, this bit is pretty short, because it's over a death bit, much like the actual level from Advance 3. I mean, Sonic and Knuckles Advance 3, definitely. Which makes it a little bit tricky. Generally speaking, Roger doesn't put death planes in a lot of his levels, but I think this level kind of needed it. Here's the bombing run bit again, because it fits in really well.
I enjoyed the laugh that they took from Generations there.
Yep. One of the other mod packs, Solstistancia, has like acted cutscenes in it, and it contains Scratch and Ground App, and they've got an incredible rendition of the Scratch laugh in it.
Oh my gosh.
Shame. Huge shame that it's not in this. I'm gonna take this bit carefully. It is possible to make it all the way around here into Flying Battery in one, but only for going like absolutely flat out pedal to the metal, which I wasn't quite. So I'm going to do a really careful jump into Robotnik, do a boost, maintain speed, and hopefully slingshot all the way up to the top of the level.
Very nice.
Now you might be thinking, that was basically every zone in Angel Island. What could possibly happen? They found you. So, who has found us? We'll find out in a minute, but it's time for us to get to the real meat and potatoes of what's going on in Angel Island Tour and uncover some more of the deep lore. So we're going to run away from these weird, like, alien eyeball things. And, it's a dead end, so I'm going to turn around. And, I guess I've been captured. Oh, look, it's Gun. This is fine. They're good guys, right? Everyone loves Commander Towers? Question mark? This is probably fine. Okay, so now we're in a research lab, and we're gonna just leave because I don't like the sound of this.
Leaves and refuses to elaborate.
Exactly. So this level, A Huge Crisis, is A, incredibly named, and B, is an absolutely amazing level for the speedrun. So I'm gonna have to use all of Mamie's kit, sorry, to the fullest to get through it fast. And if you can pull it off, you can do the entire level without ever dropping boost. And it takes it from being like I think it should be around a 2-minute level, down to like just over a minute. But it requires a lot of really careful platforming and just making sure you don't bump on anything. So far, so good. That's the hard part done. Now I've just got to try and stay on the ground as much as possible, because something I don't think I mentioned fully is that Mamie's acceleration is technically infinite, but she only accelerates while in contact with the ground. So you want to stay on the floor as much as you can, which is why, although it's really funny that that was a pretty good swing around the corner. Although it's really funny that the mace takes you very high up. I
so
it on
close.
the very end. That's the hardest turn in the whole run, because you can use the boosters there to just throw you round in, but they lock your momentum and make it really difficult to get around the corner. But I'll still take a 108 in that level.
Wow.
So we're going to get in that helicopter, and Sonic fans, it's quite subtle, but you may notice the inspiration for this level quite quickly, I think, once we kick into it. I'll give it a minute.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's quite subtle, but I think fans of City Escape might pick up on this one.
Maybe just.
It's a pretty faithful recreation of it as well. So we had like the skateboarding bit without the skateboard. We had the bit where we jettison ourselves really high into the air and skip the whole thing. Just like in, actual Sonic Adventure 2 speedruns.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we don't get to listen to any more of the really good Symphony version because I'm already at the gun truck section. So the way this works is really clever. The floor is the road is a treadmill running backwards, and all the trucks are actually stationary.
Genius.
Which is genuinely genius. And to round off, we've got everyone's favourite bit of City Escape, where we go through a shopping mall for some reason. This whole thing is modelled and has loads of shops in it. One of them is a huge Christmas shop, but Mamie skips it all. I think that's supposed to be a 2-minute level, and Mamie makes a joke out of it. Now, I'm going to be quiet for just a moment here, because this level's very difficult.
Ooh.
I need to focus.
Hello there. On the run, eh? Come sit here and listen to my tale.
Just about pulled it off.
Ooh.
I'm glad I focused
Sub
because
6.
I focused and saved a frame. So while we start Pepsi Man Ma'am, I will briefly explain what goes on in Tragic Backstory. Basically, Gun liked Pepsi, and they ordered it in huge amounts of bulk, and it was delicious. But then there were budget cuts, and they couldn't afford Pepsi anymore. So Commander Towers decided they should make their own. So he made Brand X Cola, and it sends you mad, kind of. They accidentally made Mind Control Cola, and that's not good. So we're going to go break into Gun headquarters now and see what we can do about that. Because we escaped from them, found out the truth, and now we need to put a stop to this. This is a really tricky level. The start's very simple. If I can keep boost through this door, and then actually keep it through the interior of the facility, the level's very short and very easy. But if I can't keep it, then it gets very difficult very quickly. So far, so good. I'm going to feather the throttle ever so slightly as I go over some of these jumps. Okay. That's fine. This is the part that you really want the boost for, because this treadmill runs against you. And if you get hit on it like this, it's not ideal, because there's not really a lot you can do to build up speed. Also, they put like, robots on it that shoot you. Although I think you should be okay from here if I can not get run over by a coke box. Okay.
Ouch.
It's fine. It's fine. We accounted for that. We're going to just have another go at it. We're going to see if we can't build up speed again. That conveyor belt's an absolute nightmare. That conveyor belt is the sole reason that I run this mod pack as Mamie and not regular Amy. Because if Amy takes a hit on it, she has no way to gain speed whatsoever. And you're just doomed.
After seeing these sections, I just can't imagine playing this with like anyone that isn't a
sensible
speed character. Yeah.
Yeah. So the levels themselves
Nicely
are
done.
great. Yeah, that was basically what I was trying to do the first time. Oh, I snagged on the little edge there, but it's okay. I'm going to try and avoid the crushers. Try and keep speed around the corner. Got some boost. It's fine though. Like any character that struggles with momentum. Yeah, that guy's mean. The only way to avoid him, I found, is to be at like literally maximum boost speed, and that's it. But with that, we're through. Could have been worse. Could have been better. We've made it the center of the facility.
Hey.
And with that, it's time to go and move on to the final level, which is actually, honestly, also a masterpiece. The final level is Commander Towers himself. What could that mean? We're gonna ascend, and then I'm gonna do a cheeky little momentum double jump to get up onto this lift a little bit early and get it rolling.
Nice.
This is like Angel. Oh, so there are things above me that are shooting me, which is really unlucky because it shot me after I picked the shield up. This is carrying me up to the next bit of level. It functions exactly the same as the one in Angel Island Fall, so I'm gonna just run around it in a circle and hope I can build up speed. But unlike the Death Egg level, it's actually less important because there is a sort of a soft speed reset quite early on in the level anyway. And I hit the pillar, it's fine though. Also, there are no edges, unlike the previous levels, so if you time it badly, you just fall off the edge and into the pit and have to do it again. But with that, we're going to come through here, and there is a boss fight. There are 2 boss fights in this mod pack, and the first one is possibly the most creative boss I've ever seen in SRB2. In that it's a Doomsday robot with Commander Towers piloting it, and you have to run up it and hit it. Like, I want to know what went through Roger's mind when he sat down and made this, because it's genius. So I'm going to just jump up, get another quick hit. This time there's a Doomsday robot that I'm going to just ignore. This is also a lot harder with anyone that doesn't have a double jump, which is probably somewhat evident. Right, with this robot broken, we actually need to go deal with Commander Towers himself now. Get over here. Stop shooting me with cola. I need to get a ring really quickly, and I'm going to just hit him with this Morning Star over and over, and there's nothing he can do about it. This seems fine. Okay, pushed him into his pin phase. He's going to just fire cola everywhere. It's going to rain everywhere, but if you stand next to him, it doesn't hit you for reasons. And wait for that to finish. Okay, that was rude. And yeah, Commander Towers, we blew him up. And that is time.
GG.
Thank you very much.
And so Gun regained her
Nicely
sanity again,
done.
and everyone celebrated with lots of Pepsi.
I still prefer my cola.
Yeah, I don't like Pepsi. Anyone have Dr. Pepper?
And thus ends the tale of Angel Island
Oh
Tour.
my gosh.
Actually phenomenal mod pack.
Incredible.
That's not a bad run either. Not a bad run at all, apart from the death. But yeah, I can't recommend that more to anybody that wants to have a crack at some Sonic Robo Blast 2 modded levels. In terms of modded characters, Mamie is a brilliant character, incredibly fast, easy to build up speed, lots of nuance to keeping it quick, and it works really, really well in sort of long open levels.
Mm-hmm.
It was very, very good. Very, very good character. I will be back later on in the marathon because I'll be in day 2 doing some more Sonic Robo Blast 2 modded content. Funnily enough, I will give a couple of quick shout outs now and spread it over the 2 days. I'd like to give a shout out to Lakis, my bestie, because they're my number one shout out. I also want to give out 2 other quick shout outs as well to 2 pairs of people. To Sefgara and Coppergrim, who got married on Monday, and to Viren and Malgalea, who got married yesterday. So congratulations to both of them.
You love to see it.
You do indeed.
Alrighty. Well, there was a lot of interest for this, I'm not going to lie. If people wanted to try this out, whereabouts can they find links to this
This in
wonderful
particular.
creation.
So,
Yeah.
on the Sonic Robo Last 2 forums on srb2.org, there is a section for modded level releases, and it can be found under there as Angel Island Tour. The other 2 mod packs by the same creator that I can also recommend are... Oh, actually, he's only got one at the minute, part 2 still in development, is called Sol Sustancia, and it has the same whimsical feel and the same sort of overarching level design. It's really good.
Phenomenal. We love some whimsical gaming, and if people think that they can find some more whimsical gaming with the Wizard of the RPG Hidden Variety, where can folks find you?
It's funny because as you said that, I was mentally going, I didn't shout myself out yet either. If you liked what you saw, you can find me at twitch.tv/RPG_Hidden Wizard, where I do mostly speedrun stuff. Traditionally, I don't really grind games very hard. I really like rooting and learning. So if you kind of want to see learning a game, running it for a week, discarding it never to be ran again and moving on, that's where you can find it. And shameless second plug, you can also find me at twitch.tv/RPG_Humble Wizard, where I've been streaming development of the tactics RPG I've been working on for the last 2 to 3 years. And it's getting there slowly.
Very good. Well, you heard the man. Go check out that content and RPG, and please do stick around, folks. A reminder that this is Sonic and the Parallel Worlds. We just saw 2 modifications of a fan game that's a modification of a game engine that wasn't even related to Sonic. I think this is possibly the hottest mess that we could have as a fan game, and I think we all absolutely love that. But we are going to be going over to a short break where we will be joined by another 2 runners. Yes, we've got 2. Well, we've had a race to start off with, and now we're bringing you another race, this time of Sonic 1 Forever. We've had Mamie in this run. We're going to have Amy in this race. We're going to be seeing Animachine and Flying Fox duking it out with Sonic 1 Forever, a sort of a fan remaster of the original release of the 1991 Sonic 16-bit game. They can explain that when it comes over to that, but do stick around and we will see you after this break.